my school bus.
Is that your school bus?
At home in Malaysia, we were getting more and more restless. We'd been unsettled for a while, and for Ben, even just being in the house was starting to be a bit of a struggle. Not a good sign. We needed to make a change, probably a big one.
We're up early on a Saturday.
I'm already feeling fresh and
Before sunset.
sunrise.
Sorry, yeah.
We're up before sunset. Objective. Your life used to be like that.
We did, yeah. Okay. That's true. 2 p.m. Here we go. This is where we're heading into the park.
All we had to go on at this point was a gut feel, which told us this: get out of the city, back to the water. Simplify, declutter, and reprioritize. Get out of our comfort zone, try something new and adventurous. And do it now. Don't wait around for it to get less scary, or for retirement to come along.
How bumpy it looks on a cat. It's not as bumpy as it looks
On a what?
on a monohull.
We were on the hunt to find a totally different way to live as a family.
Laguna 440 sailing in force 8 winds.
After spending many nights sitting around drinking wine and watching YouTube, we landed on the idea that a good way to facilitate this new era might be to buy a boat, live on it, and sail the world together.
We're going to double this one.
And since neither of us had ever actually been sailing before, we thought we should probably start by giving it a try. We soon booked a 5-day liveaboard training course with the Langkawi Sailing School, an easy 1-hour flight from us in KL. I would do the crew training with my sister Julie and Helena, and Ben would do the entry-level captain qualification, called Day Skipper. But this meant he had a few things to squeeze in before we left. First up was getting formally certified at crew level. This involved a bit of theory, and then he was off to do the 3 days practical at the nearby Port Klang.
How are you feeling about it?
Excited.
Excited?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're learning today?
How to dock a boat, and today I think it's just going in and out of the dock, pretty much. And then tomorrow we're meant to be going out in the Straits of Malacca into traffic, and we all get a turn of sailing a boat. I feel like I've forgotten something.
Next up for Ben was Day Skipper theory.
Okay, nice. Sounds good. Yeah.
So you've got a day of study ahead.
Another day of study, yeah. So in unit 4 of 12, they say that it will take about 50 hours.
And how long do you have to finish the 50 hours?
I've got another about 10 days. I'm trying. But I didn't realise how much theory there was to go through, and it's time consuming, I've got to say. And it's really hard to do it during work time because these maps are really hard to hide. They're really big. Otherwise I'd be sneaky doing it at work. But proving difficult. But yeah. Oh. What was that?
Where is he?
Do you know what north, east, south and west is? You do? And a compass will tell you which way is north, east, south and west. Well, you've got to learn how to do it first. You. Have you been feeling neglected?
So Ben has just finished.
Finished my assessment. I was a little bit more nervous of the assessment than I think I should have been.
Shamit, your eyes are really red. You must have been working really hard.
I get through all the theory and it comes down to the last thing and it goes, now you sit an assessment. And I was like, oh no. And it said, please allow us 6 to 8 hours to sit the assessment. But I did it and it took probably about 3.5 hours. So, in Malaysia, they've only got 2 places that do it. One does the American and one does the British. One's in KL and one's in Langkawi.
Okay, so the American system is called the International Yacht Training.
Yeah. So
Right.
this is the
and
American
this is
one.
what you did, your competent crew.
No, okay, so competent crew is what they call it in the British system, which is the RYA, the Royal Yachting Association.
Ah, okay.
So this one is called the International Crew, but this is the logbook I achieved by doing that. And it gives you all your details. My photo goes there, which is meant to be stamped and sealed, but the guy lost the stamp and the seal. And then he goes through and writes the training, what theory you've passed, and puts his little gold seal on it.
Do we have to do theory?
Yep.
Oh, wow. All right.
And then it turns into a logbook at the back, and you log how many days and hours you've gone sailing.
Okay.
So this is the American version.
It's like a dive, like a scuba
Like a dive
diving
log, yeah.
dive log, yeah. Okay. So that's step 1, whether you do the American or the British system. So it's done, and we have, it's Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We fly to Langkawi Saturday morning. How are you feeling about the sailing, Hallie? Oh, you want to sleep on a boat tonight? Uh-huh. No. Don't you know? Where are you at?
So I get into it.
What are you thinking about?
Going to dinner.
How are you feeling?
Talk about sailings. Yeah, we're going to the marina office. Oh yeah. Is this the marina office here? I believe so. Yeah, you're right about the. You're right about the 50 hours. It was a lot of work to get done in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, it is. It's a challenge. You did well.
At this point, I was pretty nervous, unsure of what to expect, and worried that I wouldn't be any good at the sailing part.
Yeah.
What boat are we going on today?
I'm one of the only ones just studying.
By then, my sister Julie had joined us from Sydney.
Are you? Hallie.
So we shoots down below. Malay Star.
This boat was a Beneteau Oceanus, 35-foot sloop, which meant absolutely nothing to me at that point.
Okay, Hallie, no shoes allowed on the boat, okay?
My first impressions were that it seemed like so much climbing, and so many mysterious ropes and bits and pieces that I had no idea about. and at that point I found hugely intimidating.
Do we all go back?
Skipper's berth.
And the lingering city girl in me was focusing on the heat and lack of air conditioning, the small amount of space and privacy, and the bathroom situation.
Alright.
We then met up with the other trainees for a bit of dinner, and then we were off to bed, ready for day one.
Do you want me to? Are you going to have sand in it? Can you not take my little? I think it's in Italian.
Okay, that's on.
La balena beve agua.
What does that mean?
La balena.
A few things needed sorting out before we could head off. The maintenance that had been done on the boat in the off-season was causing some electrical trouble, fairly typical of boat repairs.
Alright, Benjamin, what's the status here?
Eh?
What's the status?
It's broke.
Broken. No power.
It's just broke.
Right.
Ben is one of those people who loves to be busy, solve problems, and use his hands. And it seems every time we walk onto a boat, he's in there with his tools buried in a panel or a hole, doing something with wires or pipes, with a huge grin on his face, like he's born to do it.
Yeah, just I think he can
I
stay.
can look it.
He can stay down there. He's all part of
Seriously?
the Ben.
Do you think he does it in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
He breaks it.
Can you break the electrics so I can spend a week working on the electrics on the boat?
Yeah.
What I choose to do on holiday.
Sorry about that. Right, so it's
So it's stopping somewhere in that fuse, but the fuse is not blowing. So
Doesn't have any proof.
I think there's an excuse.
Elena.
what I want to do is get some breakfast going, but
Yep.
when we're...
We'll give it.
Can we do that?
You just need gas, don't you?
Yeah, I need some clicks.
What are you cooking? What are we cooking?
I don't know, do you want some scrambled egg?
Yeah, I love eggs.
That'd be nice.
Toast?
Yep. Yep, perfect. I can do it. You want me to?
We soon managed to leave the marina, but ran into some pretty rubbish conditions, the last remnants of the monsoon, in the form of lumpy, uncomfortable swell and very little wind. And then our bad luck continued, and we were hit by a nasty squall. A squall is a short-lived, localized storm with very strong winds and often rain or hail. And this one was a lot stronger than it looked. Before we could even get the sail in, we found ourselves in crazy 45-knot winds and heading straight towards a red danger buoy. but it all worked out okay.
One job you've had.
My makeup's ruined. I hope your sail's okay.
I was surprised to realize how much of a buzz I was feeling from that little bit of action.
Normally you like relax, but when it does need, she snaps into action. She hadn't used the winch, got into it.
The rest of the week turned out to be amazing.
What's more important, the movie or you being able to see where we're going? Oh, my bad. Feel the boat.
I've gone too
Slow.
far away.
Yeah.
Simon was an awesome instructor. He was calm and patient, warm,
Can you
funny,
remember I
and
talked to you about
wise.
sheets
Yes.
versus halyards. Okay,
This is halyards, right?
halyards we were using to pull the sail.
The
up.
top. Yeah.
Sheets we use to trim the sail. So that means either loosen it or tighten it. You will loosen or tighten depending on, simply speaking, the direction of the wind in relation to the direction of the boat.
Ah.
So the closer the wind is to the bow,
Yes.
the tighter we have our sheets. Yeah. The further that the wind is, either at 90 degrees or 120 degrees or whatever, the looser we have our sheets. So our sails will go out further. Again, simplistically. Whoa! Man overboard! You point at him. Always point. Holding on tight. So I'm going to slow down the boat before I make the turn. Yeah? Because if I make the turn on full power,
Everyone goes over.
everyone else goes over.
Pointing at him, Hallie.
Pointing at him.
Good girl.
Maybe we make a mayday call in certain conditions. If it's really cold, and the turn round, still pointing. Elena? Yeah. See him? So I'm turning around and then I'm going to go back to him. And this is the point where I'm getting my floaties ready. And I say nice things to him. We love him and we care for him, all that stuff, stupid stuff. And then we throw our floaties. So we're not too close to him, but close enough to throw the stuff, yeah? Alright, Bob, we're coming back. Smile.
Coming, Bob.
So now,
Bob smiling.
Do we keep? Yeah. Right.
now I'm starting to organise my crew. So we
Right.
need the boat hook ready. We can start thinking about our night sail and then doing some passage planning for it.
Have we got a flat, dry surface?
Did you
Chart.
What did you just say? Did you hear that? Did everyone hear that? N-word.
Ah.
That's beers all
That's a
round.
fine. It's gonna be my carb day for sure.
Yeah.
I get one a week. Let's do it.
Well, it's a carb week to be honest.
Carb week. All right.
But you're going to be working hard. You're going to be working
Wow,
hard.
you warned me of that. Yeah.
She did actually say she needed a manicure before we came on the boat.
A
I'm like,
pedicure.
"Are you
You're like,
serious?"
no.
And are we giving up the mascara for the week?
Oh, I didn't know about that.
I don't know why you wear
It's supposed to be waterproof. I don't know. It's not squall proof.
I don't think mascara is actually.
Maybe you should start it.
Ben's training needed to include a night sail, and it turned out to be pretty hair-raising. The route he had planned took us through a shallow, winding channel between islands, and after a while, he figured out that the lights on the marker buoys he was relying on for navigation were all switched off, so things were a little bit tense.
It's the green boats and the green lights.
Yeah, but
It's putting up a lot of white and then flashing red. I think it's distracting, no?
I just do a quick one.
I don't think it can pick up. It's not picking up anything.
Look at it. In the middle of those.
Whisper to Mummy, what's the missing letter?
Change language.
Oh. Oh,
Is the eye there? What into the other eye? There?
Now,
What word is it?
Rita.
Rater. What word's that?
Rita.
We are on the Thai border.
Oh, so she's
Rater.
Looks cool.
Really far too early for this.
It's, yeah. I always like those navy boats. Navy as in colour.
European flag.
Daddy, there's a boat
European
coming
flag?
towards us.
Looks like it, doesn't it? Back of the boat.
That's there. My head's getting a nice little workout.
But I gotta say, the boom hasn't moved much since we've been on this boat. It's always in around about the same place.
Yeah, it's only been there for 25 years.
And it will win.
Very beautiful
What you
when your
choose to
cocoa
do.
pops touch
But
your face.
realistically, I could have no qualifications and own my own boat from a young age and write it all down. And he questions it and goes, "Well, here's my boat."
So where are we now?
We're up here. We are in this little cove up here
Quite far.
called the Keyhole.
Keyhole.
Where in local terms it's called Sungai Kilim.
Alright. So how many miles are we doing today?
I haven't worked it out yet, but it'll probably be about 8.
8 miles? Up until lunchtime.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And then we head back to the... What is the area called?
Kwa.
Wow.
Kwa.
Wow.
I think it's KUHA.
From all of the marker boys
We're out.
going through this channel. Going through this channel here, all the marker boys.
In the middle of the night.
So this boy, this boy, this boy, this boy, this boy, this boy. Someone decided to turn them off, should we say. So the only lights we had going through this channel, with about 7 waypoints, was the green lights on the squid fishing boats, which are very distracting. So it made our night navigation a little bit more difficult. The only time we knew we were going the right way is when we come head on with a ferry coming the opposite direction.
It was a little bit nerve-wracking.
Yeah, that's good.
A little bit. Good old duct tape, you think?
So, well, actually, mainly for Elena, I thought it would be a good idea.
Take it to the mum.
Right now.
That'll solve the problem, won't it?
What's cooking, Jules?
Get some lamb sausages.
Special
Yes.
My special order.
That's right.
But even if the parents do have it.
Smells like kettle
I'm the
boiling.
captain.
Right.
Yeah.
I think it's nearly there.
New game.
Right. A little way.
It's only about 500 metres past.
Mummy, can you get me down?
You don't come in this way, you gotta go out the front.
Starboard. And then you'll be able to see this line.
For me, this trip was an experiment. a way to test out a couple of big questions. Firstly, on a practical note, do any of us get seasick? And what was our gut feel? I love it or hate it? Could it work as a lifestyle to enable the other changes we were after? And finally, would all members of our family be okay with it?
Fishing boats.
Daddy, can I help undo that?
Gotta be aware of those.
The response on all fronts was positive.